everybody, this is Brian.
Jason.
And this is the Perfectly Screwed Podcast. What are you laughing about the bong hits comment I just
hilarious.
made? Yeah. We were just reminiscing about the earlier episodes when I used to cough all the time, and because I used to take huge bong hits while doing the episodes. See, I don't give a damn. My job now doesn't give a fuck if you smoke weed. Hell, they've had people OD in the bathroom and they fucking still have a job, so it's cool.
Right.
Yeah, where I work now, buddy.
Well, it's Narcan, not Narcan, buddy.
I promise you they've had people OD in that bathroom and just like next day they're right back at work. We'll just revive them, take them to the hospital, okay.
Well,
they hire anybody.
It's sympathy, man.
They had a guy.
It's sympathy, like, if you were dead.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if you were in the bathroom and somebody walked in and caught you doing fucking rails off the toilet seat, you're fired.
No.
More than likely.
No. Not where I work.
Well, you know what I'm saying. But if you OD, I mean, you were
dude,
dead.
This dude was in orientation and flunked twice for crystal meth, and they still hired him.
I mean,
I'm just saying. Okay, anyways.
He should be a motivated worker.
Yeah, probably.
As long as you keep him pumped full of crystal meth.
Yeah. Well, this is part 4 of the Emerald Tablets. And I say that,
which I never understood. If you want real production, right, at a business that you own, you want your employees, like, there should be a smorgasbord of drugs.
Yeah, cocaine and meth as you walk
whichever one, you know what I'm saying? Whichever one you get your rocks off on. Whichever one is going to make your 10 to 12 hour stay here more pleasant. Right?
Well, yeah, but you can't have people passing out. Some people would do the wrong
Correct.
type. You got to limit it to a certain amount of drugs.
I argue if what I'm suggesting were to happen, right? That there is no drug testing or there is no bad judgment upon drug use, right? And everybody freely could do it. Whichever, you know what I mean? You need any of these drugs to help you get through your workday. Here they are when you walk in every day. I think you would see less ODing and less people than abusing the drug. Because abusing the drug, to me, a lot of times is your fucking mindset. Your mindset is terrible, right? Because you're abusing the drug.
Right.
What you're hiding it from everybody else because it's illegal. Well,
Yeah.
if you take that away, dude, you take that rush. That's a rush. You know what I mean? That's part of like a drug addict. Part of their high. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know. I've always taken my drugs to get high. I didn't care if they were legal or not.
Right.
It really didn't do nothing for me. But this is part 4 of our series on not drugs. Emerald Tablets. If you haven't listened to part 3, 2, and 1, let's see, you would go back to episode 89. So 89 is your first one on this.
It's the only one posted.
Yeah, it's the only one posted.
At this current moment.
Well, yeah, but by the time this is posted, the other ones will be. I plan on posting them in order. We're not going to fuck with our audience and post 92 and then be like, yeah, go back to 91. Wait, 91's not there. Well, fuck you. Okay, so let's jump into something.
Emerald Tablets.
But I want to jump into this because this just became known. Have you heard about it? They just found the oldest known burial site in the world, and it was not made by our species.
No, where's that at?
South Africa.
Okay.
Over 400 meters under the earth in a cave system that is barely accessible. This scientist the head scientist had to lose 55 pounds. And he said he was worried he still wasn't going to be able to get out. He said some places are so tiny that you can barely fit through them. And they found small brain relatives of humans well, they think they're relative of humans, but they're not human. They know they're not Homo sapien. And they have smaller brains than us, but they found them burying their dead in this cave system. They had buried their dead, and not only had they buried their dead, but they had drawn religious symbols and their own writings, which we can't decipher, of course, because we don't know their language, but to mark each one of the graves of their dead bodies, which they thought, before this, we never thought that humans or any other species did that except for us. So
How old
it
is
changes.
this place?
100,000 years old.
100,000?
100,000 years.
That's mainstream?
Mainstream. Yeah, that's what they said. 100,000.
Well, that's incredible.
Yeah.
Because burying your dead.
Yeah, it was 100 feet underground in a cave.
Deliberately burying your dead.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, suggests that you have enough consciousness that you are giving thought to the afterlife.
Yes. Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Not only did they give thought to the afterlife, they know because of the religious symbols, crosses, and different geometric shapes, that not only did they have a religious connotation with death, but they were also drawing geometric symbols on the cave wall. So they had a basic understanding of geometry and math. At least a basic understanding.
Right, oh yeah.
And this is just a burial ground. They don't know. And like I said, this is 100 feet. This rolls right into the Emerald Tablets because this is 100,000 years. It says evidence earlier than evidence of Homo sapiens by at least 100,000 years. At least 100,000 years. So this changes human evolution. It changes a lot of things because originally we thought that consciousness, emotions, all of that became from our bigger brains and through evolution. See what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But this species had a smaller brain. They were non-human, and they were not only conscious and had emotions just like we do, but they were smart enough to be able to think outside the box, have a religion, and do, at least from what we can tell, simple math.
Well, I mean, if there was genetic, manipulation going on for let's say, I mean, the number that you read in the tablets is that it was like 450,000 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Another race of being comes down. And at about 200,000 years ago is when we came on board. So these motherfuckers are genetically manipulating with shit, dude, possibly for 100,000 years. 200,000 years.
Well, they said that the oldest they can date it back to right now is at least 200,000 BC. 200,000 BC. That's fucking moves the timetable. Because like you said, Homo sapiens are only about 100,000 years old. And that includes the 2023 years of AD.
Right.
So, you're moving this 100,000 years back at least. And that's at least. They don't even know how old some of these remains are that they're unearthing.
But in the Bible, it says that God placed Adam in the garden.
Well, it kind of fucks up the whole Bible thing that we're only like 5,000 years old, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, kind of blows that right out of the water.
But it says that he was placed in the Garden of Eden. You know what I'm saying? Not made it there, not created. That basically, like that somebody created him in a lab, placed him there. Well, whoever's genetically tinkering with us down here didn't get us on the first try.
Right.
So it's, to me, you know what I mean? It makes perfect sense that now they're coming up with all these fossilized remains of humanoid beings, right? Conscious beings walking on two legs, burying their dead. They're a version of us, they're just not us.
Right.
And then somehow, for whatever reason, it looks to be that most of these beings, if not all of these beings, have now been wiped off the face of the earth, except for us.
Right.
Which, that's interesting too. You know
Well,
what I mean? Because have we all been wiped off? You know what I mean? Like, is Bigfoot a genetic tinkering that they just didn't get right, but they still got right?
Right. Well, see, these things they said they had the brains the size of an orange. They were about 5 foot tall. They had curved fingers, opposable thumbs, and toes. They walked on two legs. They wielded tools because they found tools there. It completely destroys the evolutionary path that we have set out for Homo sapiens.
They're miniature us.
Yeah, they're miniatures us.
Which, again, you know what I mean? Who knows? Who knows what they used to create it? You know what I mean? Maybe they used a certain kind of primate, a certain kind of monkey. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. That only grows to be 4 or 5 feet tall.
But not only that, but they can tell that the holes that the bodies were put in were deliberately dug and then filled to cover the bodies. And they contain at least 5 individual specimens of these creatures. They also saw engravings forming geometrical shapes, including a rough hashtag-looking figure. And apparently, they were on purposely smooth surfaces of the cave pillar near each of the graves. So they're gravestones.
Right.
So that means not only are we unique, not only are humans not unique in the fact of what we do, but that we might have learned this behavior from a species that wasn't even us. Yeah. So, and this, again, it might not even be our relatives. They're just assuming it is. What if this was the other species that was here that we didn't know about that was tinkering with our DNA?
Right.
What if this was? And this also shows you how much is buried under the ground that we haven't found. Because look, they started finding this in 2013. 2013, how many years has went by where they've been doing archaeological digs and stuff like this, and there's caves like this one that are not accessible that we haven't found yet. Stuff we haven't discovered yet, and it'll totally blow away the scientific community. So when you look at things like, to just dismiss the Emerald Tablets and say, oh, well, that's just science fiction, or Atlantis is just science fiction. No, it's things we haven't discovered yet. That's all it is.
Yeah.
These things are buried way in the ground, under caves, under rocks, where we can't get to them. Like, he could barely get to this cave system. He said some of the people that went in there were barely able to go through. There was only 1.5 feet space to wedge and work your way through to get into this place where they were buried, 100 meters or 100 feet under the ground.
It's crazy.
Right.
When you start, if you just think about it, we've been, the year is 2023.
Right.
So 2023 years ago, somebody, right, be it a human or whoever, somebody decided we're going to start counting up from right now.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, that's
well, that's why BC goes backwards, because they don't know.
Who the fuck's making that up?
Well, see, that's why BC goes backwards, because they don't know when the starting point is.
What from there is the purpose, right? Like, if you look back 2,000 years ago, what's been going on? And that's when you enter in religion and the Bible and Christianity, right? The same thing that today is used to try to manipulate you and brainwash you into a certain way of thinking.
Right.
And that's been going on now for 2,023 years, right? And you've been made to believe that book is the Word of God. And what's happening now, 2,023 years later, is all of a sudden we're going into this technological age, this information age. All of a sudden information is readily available to everybody in the palm of your hand in an instant. Any knowledge you want. And it's catching up, right? And now with time, and like you said, as time goes and we keep digging farther down and more things keep getting exposed, and with these tablets and all these other ancient texts, you know what I'm saying, that are now coming into the knowledge, right? Just a few people can't control the information anymore.
Right.
It's too readily available.
Right.
And now people are starting to see, holy shit, these tablets and these ruins and these findings and these discoveries and these burial chambers are way fucking older than what this Bible's saying. Which means they came before the Bible, and holy shit if they ain't saying the same exact thing the goddamn Bible's saying.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
exactly.
Somebody already had this knowledge 2,023 years ago and has been trying to hide it and use it against you.
Well, not only that, it shows me that the narrative that scientists have spun for so many years, that this is the way evolution happened, this is how old humans are. Science, not to even talk about religion, just scientists alone. They're guessing. They're making up shit as they go along.
Right.
And they're saying, instead of saying, look, this is all the evidence we have right now, they're saying, nope, this is absolute fact, this is what happened. Now they're realizing, wait, we were wrong. And things that at one time were considered complete science fiction are now becoming facts. Things that they said were not possible. There was no Atlantis. That's just a story. Well, now we're getting facts that, wait, maybe there was. Maybe there was a technologically advanced species before us. And what they said is, and they want to believe that humans are the pinnacle of nature. That we have evolved to the pinnacle of what nature can produce. And now, especially with unearthing things like this and what the Emerald Tablets say and Göbekli Tepe and different things, they're figuring out, wait, maybe there was a species before us that was at least intelligent as us, if not more so. Right. And like I said, you found this 2013. People have been digging around since, the 1600s looking for shit. 1700s, 1800s. Thousands, almost 1,000 years people have been digging in the sand and the dirt trying to find fossils and, a record of our past. And just in 2013, they started unearthing this shit. In 2023, they finally got to the point where they can say, yeah, wait, we were wrong. Because this shit is buried so deep in the ground, who knows what we may find tomorrow or the next day.
Yeah, absolutely.
Some of it is in places that are not accessible to us. Yeah, we haven't found it yet because there are places, a lot of places in this world, in caves and different places, that we just can't get to. And it's not like you can just go in there. Some people say, well, why couldn't you just go in there and blow it up? Because if you blow it up, you destroy the stuff that's there. You can't just go blow up caves or go digging around hilly-nilly. Yeah. It's got to be done very carefully in a very, precise manner so that you don't disturb the remains that are there.
Right. Well, and you got to, know where to look.
Yeah. That's another thing.
You don't
look how big the earth is.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
You're looking at a needle in a haystack, bud. You're trying to shoot a dart at a fucking pinhole. I mean, this just happened because somebody said, hey, there's some ancient text that says, and this is in the cradle of Earth, right there in South Africa where they found this. And they said, hey, there's some ancient, rumors that if you go in this cave system, there's some ancient people down there. So a scientist, thank God, a paleontologist, this guy, he was interested enough to try to go down there. And he couldn't fit, so he sent one of his research assistants, one skinny little motherfucker, down there in the cave, and he went, fucking Viet Cong crawling through this cave system. And he said, holy shit, you won't believe what I found. And so then, it's a full expedition. But he had to hire nothing but really skinny, very small people to get down in there. And like I said, he had to lose 55 pounds just to get into the motherfucker.
And it's not just that they find this shit worldwide.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Whether it be in South Africa or South America or North America.
Or Turkey. Well, that goes happening.
The Middle East, China, or Russia.
Yeah, all this stuff is coming to Earth.
Or Siberia. You know what I'm saying? It's literally all over the planet.
Speaking of Antarctica, did you know that Google Earth no longer will show you pictures of Antarctica?
Really?
Yeah, if you get on Google Earth and look up Antarctica, you can no longer see a picture of it.
The ice is melting.
They block the satellite image.
And the ice is melting, and it's unearthing fucking shit that they don't want you to see.
Yeah, they don't want you to know what's coming out of Antarctica anymore.
Right.
They're like, no, we can't let these people know that our narrative all these years was bullshit. Because they can't admit it. They're supposed to be the most intelligent scientists in the world, and they can't say, we were wrong. The Emerald Tablets, they were correct, and they're actually a historical document. Because imagine what it would do not only to science, but like you said, religion
it's money.
And everything. Yeah.
Whoever created us is also in charge of the plan that's running us. Mm-hmm. That's governing our lives. And I don't know. See, that's the thing. I don't know.
Yeah.
At the point that is exposed that, hey, we were created by this other race of beings. Hey, they're fucking all over the place. You know what I'm saying? Hey, we secretly have technology that you guys wouldn't even be able to wrap your motherfucking mind around. Hey, it's all here. Mm-hmm. Hey, we're using it. Hey, we've been using your money to do it. I don't know what the fuck happens.
Well, that's like a governmental scientist said, and this was only 5 years ago. He came out and said, any technology that you can think about, the United States government already has and has perfected.
Yeah, Billy Carson said the same thing.
Yeah.
He said if you can think it,
they already know how to do it. And it's technology that they've had for a long time. Well, now they're inventing... Did you hear about the new nuclear rocket they're making? They're making a nuclear rocket based on... And it's funny because this is almost like Star Trek shit, but they're basing it on nuclear weapons, and it's going to be a nuclear device inside a rocket, and they said within the next 5 years we should be able to go from here to Mars within a day.
Within a day?
Within a day with this rocket. Yeah. So they'll launch it out of SpaceX, and within a day you'd be on Mars.
And see, and to me, like anything that gets rolled out to the public is a front. Like, to me, that means that we already can go
to Mars, yeah,
in less than a day.
Yeah.
And it's probably some unbelievable, it's probably some teleportation type of way that you wouldn't be able to wrap your motherfucking mind around, dude. And so we have to present it to the humans as we've got this nuclear power rocket that's shooting motherfuckers to Mars in less than a day. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I've always said fucking Elon Musk is an avatar in the first place. I mean, clearly.
I think we all are.
I mean, it's possible Elon is Thoth.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even doubt. It would not surprise me at all.
I mean, we are all avatars. It's just, Thoth understands how to move his consciousness willingly from one to the other.
Right. And Elon is just not your normal human being. He's just not. He's just not. If you talk to the guy, you listen to the guy, it's like, yeah, he's from somewhere else. You know? He's not from this planet.
Thoth said something in the Emerald Tablets that he walked like a man, but not as a man.
Yeah.
And God made us in His image, right? But the Bible is mistranslated because it's the gods.
Yeah, the gods
made us
in their image.
In their image, meaning that means they made us to look like them.
Mm-hmm.
And if Thoth's telling you he's walking around as a man but not like a man, Elon Musk very well could be Thoth walking around in one of, you know what I mean? And you wouldn't know.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, you think you know.
Right.
You have kind of an inkling that something ain't right about this guy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But you don't know.
Right, you don't know.
He's just a genius human.
Right.
Right, it's very interesting.
Possibly.
Right.
Well, anyways, guys.
It's interesting.
This was our 4-part series on the Emerald Tablets. I think we finally come to a good point where we can end it now. And I hope you guys enjoyed this 4-part series. I don't know what we're doing the next one on, but I'm sure we'll figure something out. But we will see you next time.
Yeah, later.